There is this perception in Western culture that yoga is predominantly feminine. And I mean, the majority of people practicing yoga are women, so it makes sense that we would think that. But yoga was in fact designed for the minds and the bodies of young men. It is said that yoga brings balance to both masculine and feminine, and these are not specific to gender. But for the most part, there is an imbalance with the way that yoga is taught, with a masculine dominance. We focus on exertion, control, and dominance over the body. We strive for this perfect back bend, the headstand. We are told to twist deeper and stretch further. Now, I'm not saying that we should never challenge the body, but we do live in a society that teaches us to constantly push, to do better, to achieve more, and this is crossing over into our yoga practice. So today I'm going to teach you 7 ways in which you can step into your divine feminine through yoga, and with that, hopefully nurture your own mind, body, and spirit. I'm Martina. I'm a yoga therapist with a calling to help women thrive in health through movement, lifestyle, and ritual. Your womb is the doorway to the feminine. So for those of us who have been blessed with the body of a woman, have perfect access to this power. In some cultures, our Dantian, meaning the energy center where our life force is seated, is home to the womb. When a woman is ungrounded in her womb, it can lead to feeling scattered, stressed, exhausted, and moody. When you connect in with your womb, you are connecting into the sacred feminine, your intuition, receptivity, fluidity, and creativity. These are the feminine's natural state of being. So naturally, you are going to feel relaxed, energized, grounded, and connected. Connect to your womb within your yoga practice. You can start by placing your hands on the belly and just beginning to notice the breath. Noticing the rise and the fall of the belly, and then moving deeper into a womb meditation where you hold focus and notice what messages are coming up. These messages could be a feeling, a word, a vision. Bring softness into the belly. We are conditioned to suck everything in, so give yourself permission to allow your belly to relax. During your physical practice, you can incorporate movements that promote blood flow to the womb, including hip openers, moving the hips in circular motion, or postures that gently stretch the belly. I don't think that we should expect to practice the same way every time we step onto the mat. I mean, physically you probably could, but what is the price of that? I know for myself, I suffered from extreme fatigue and burnout, and I had amenorrhea where I lost my period for over a year, and it took stepping away from any form of exercise to bring my body back into health. A woman needs times of rest, so how you practice yoga or do any form of exercise should look different for each phase of your cycle. A woman's cycle has 4 distinct phases that correlate to the seasons of nature. Now, I actually have a video that goes deeper into the inner seasons, and I will link that into the description below. Your cycle begins with inner winter. This is the time of your bleed or your moon time. Your body is needing deep rest here. Slowing down and practicing a more yin or restorative styled practice can help the body do the work that it needs to do. For your menstrual health, you want to be avoiding inversions, deep twists, overstretching, and anything strenuous on the body. After your moon time, you shift into inner spring. Your energy is increasing, and this can be a time where you feel you can do a more generalized yoga class. It is a good idea to be mindful of how soon you jump into this kind of a practice though. Inner spring can be a time of play, so working towards the more challenging yoga postures and transitions can help with your creativity and to keep your practice fun. During ovulation, you reach your peak of inner summer. Your energy has fully regained, and you will do well in a stronger class if you wish. Unlike inner spring, where it's that more masculine energy, a woman will feel her most sensual and nurturing during inner summer. So postures that are grounding, along with some beautiful heart openers, can really help with the energy of this season. After ovulation, you move into inner autumn. So stepping away from the stronger style of yoga practice can help to sustain your energy through inner autumn and then back into inner winter. It's really nice to do a lighter style of practice here, one that focuses on opening the hips, a little detox of the body, so gentle twists, as well as postures like inversions that help to balance the hormones. Inner autumn is a time where we want to let go of unwanted energy. So doing any practices that help you to let go and release what is no longer serving you. A huge part of moving with your cycle is listening to your body on a daily basis. So if you're in the midst of inner summer and you feel like you need rest, then do a yin class. Cyclic knowledge is not something that can be taught in a book. It comes from awareness and self-study. Every woman is going to experience her cycle differently, so it's really up to you to learn about your own body and your own cycle and to move in a way that feels good for you. It seems like a trend to always be busy. And with technology and instant access to information, we are definitely overstimulated. This type of lifestyle can bring our nervous system into a state of constant fight and flight. Slowing down your yoga practice is a way to bring your nervous system into parasympathetic, your rest and digest. When I begin to connect with my cycle, my feminine energy, after I experienced my burnout, my classes naturally began to slow down. And what I noticed is that I am able to express my own interpretation of the movement. My breath is slower. I witness every part of the posture, every transition between postures. I have time to process the movement in its entirety and witness all of myself, my physical, emotional, and mental state. It's like a beautiful dance. You might think that slowing down means easier and that won't work for you, especially when you're in inner summer where you're full of energy. But that slower pace is challenging when mixed with challenging postures and transitions. Slowing down your practice creates space to experience full embodiment, and as a woman, this is a huge part of spirituality. Creativity is the essence of the womb, and it is in rest where a woman creates. When I mention rest, I am not speaking about sleeping all day or forever having vacations and picnics. I am referring to conscious movement, meditation, deep breathing, slowing down, and ritual. The practices that allow you to pause from the busyness of life. A woman's creativity flourishes when she strips away the distractions of the day and comes into a state of being. In yoga, you can begin to shift your mindset from doing yoga or doing a pose to receiving yoga, receiving your pose, stepping away from this need to strive and achieve. By shifting into this place of being, you can begin the process towards healing the wounded feminine, to which we all have to some degree. From a young age, we were taught what we should feel and how we should behave. We labeled emotions as good or bad, and this was all on the expectations of others. What I have come to realize is that people are afraid of emotions, and they are highly afraid of an emotional woman. But emotions aren't bad. They are there to show us what we are content with and what is lacking in our lives. Emotions are there to guide us. When you have emotions that haven't been expressed, your body holds on to that as tension or pain. Emotions are meant to be fluid, but when we hold on to them, we are creating stagnation through the body, moving the body, and conscious breathing can help to move and shift that stagnation. Your yoga practice can also set up a pathway for a trusting bond and relationship with your intuition. It's a small step, but the more you can feel embodied, the more you begin to trust your intuition. You can start by moving in a way that feels good for you. It has become apparent to me that the strong focus on alignment doesn't matter as much as we thought, and there are many ways to come into and hold a posture. There is no perfect shape. The more you practice moving your body and just allowing your yoga instructor to be a guide rather than someone who knows what is best for you, the more you can begin to trust your own judgment. A yoga instructor is there to keep you safe, yes, but there is a difference between keeping you safe and forcing you to do something just because they believe that it is the right way. A Vayu is governed by the element of air. It is what moves the energy through the body. Apana Vayu is a feminine moving energy, as it encourages a downward movement residing in the pelvis. It governs elimination, and it plays a major role for women during menstruation and birth. As a woman, you want to harness the power of Apana for the health of your womb, as well as allowing you to let go of what no longer is serving you. To harness this power, you can move your body and practice postures that are grounding, that encourage blood flow or open the hips. You can also activate Apana Vayu through certain breathing exercises such as Apana Pranayama, as well as visualization. Apana Pranayama is where you breathe in, visualizing this breath moving down into the womb, taking a slight pause. And as you breathe out, visualizing the breath moving down the legs, out into the feet, connecting you to earth. The right and the left side of the body are dedicated to the masculine and the feminine. The right side is the masculine and the left side is the feminine. A lot of what we do is right-sided dominance. Even our yoga practice is initiated from the right side. When we look at nostril breathing, by breathing through your right nostril, you activate the sympathetic nervous system, and this brings your body into a state of readiness and alertness. When you breathe through the left side of the nostril, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, bringing your body into a state of calm and relaxation. I have an artist friend who will often paint with her left hand, and she said that this allows her to have a new perspective on her creativity. There's also an exercise where you can journal with your left hand, and it is said to take you out of your thinking state and into a place of feeling. I invite you to initiate from your left side and just see what changes and shifts begin to happen within the body and the mind and your yoga practice in general. The essence of a ritual is about how you can add more sacredness into your life, a way to pause and connect with the power within, as well as the power that is greater than us, honoring the mystery, beauty, and pain of life. Anything can be a ritual with the right intention and focus. I believe that we could do with more sacred ritual in our lives. You don't have to have anything extra to turn your yoga practice into a ritual. The act itself is sacred, but if you would like, you can always go that extra mile and bring yourself into the zone. You could make your space aesthetically pleasing. You could make yourself a cup of tea and journal after the practice, writing about what you've experienced and what has come up for you. Oracle cards, crystals, balms, and sage can all be added to the experience. It can take some time to adjust your practice, and not everything will resonate with you. So start small and allow your practice to evolve. This is a never-ending journey. It's one that grows with you.